think it was real and honest. In some situations, you could tell people were really, I guess, I won't say caught off guard, but you could tell they were really thinking about what to say. And
do you think that the racially specific groups are necessary at NKU?
You got to look at how these organizations were actually formed. Like, it was so that we had a more united front. So, we knew who was here and, who we had to take care of, so to speak.
This is my second semester at NKU, and at the beginning, I didn't know that they had a Latino office. And right now, like, I'm super happy because, like, every time I finish with my classes, I go to that office. And it's been hard for me to make friends. Like, I don't have one American friend here in 2 semesters. Like, people, well, I know, but I mean, like, well, white.
It's because the one woman was saying, my father is married to an Asian woman and I can date as long as he's not black. Actually, we had 2 or 3 people who said that. So what makes that particular group different than all the others?
That's the bottom line I have to say. I just think it's racist. I mean, the thing is, yes, like our parents and our grandparents, they're all older. They grew up during that time. They're more traditional. But once, this sounds really bad, but once they pass on and they die, I think everything is going to be more open. We're going to be able to talk about more things.
Coming from the white perspective, it's all about history and stereotypes. Because like the Asian stereotype, they're smart, so you can date them. The Hispanics, they're hard workers, you can date them. The blacks, it's like, oh, you'll just have a baby daddy and end up pregnant and alone. It's like the most awful, I know some very ignorant white people. And I think that's how they see it, and I don't know even where to start to fix that.
A lot of the Caucasian students said that they were uncomfortable discussing race or racism. So I would like to know, for those of you who self-identify as Caucasian, could you talk a little bit more about that, whether or not you feel uncomfortable, and if so, why? And on top of that, what do you think could change that would make you more comfortable?
If you say one thing, you feel like you're going to fall off another edge, or if you say another thing, you might fall off the other side. So you're trying to balance a good understanding of it, but then at the same time, it's not like we're not segregated against too. Sometimes it happens that, issues happen with trying to fit in clubs and organizations just as much as everybody else. And I think organizations are good because they promote leadership and they promote a support group and stuff, but I understand it is a comfortability issue. You want to belong where you belong. So I don't know, I think it's just sometimes it's easier just not to talk about stuff, but then it does have to be addressed too because there is such a big issue. It shouldn't be an issue anymore, but it is.
Is there some attention? Do you have a comment? Sorry, go ahead.
I keep attending seminars or lectures like this because as an African, I didn't know racism was that bad till I got to the United States. I can remember the first time my mother told me, my mother was like, "Mommy, why am I not that color?" And she was like, "If you were that color, you'll have been ugly. So God just made you the way you are." She never said you were white or that person was black. She just told me if I was that color, I wouldn't be perfect because the way I am, I'm perfect. And if she was that color, she wouldn't be. If she was my color, she wouldn't be perfect. And your hair is so good the way it is because God knows if she has the lock in her hair, then maybe she might look like a crazy person. And if your hair was as straight as hers, you won't look as pretty, as distinctive as you are. We were taught in Africa that everyone is unique. And that's why Africans, we learn to embrace people.
Race and how we can just leave it alone and go past it. It's not that simple. I know it sounds like you can just move past it, but you can't. It's so embedded in our culture. It's so deeply in our roots, and we have we have experienced a lot of misfortune because of it.
From the way I see it, it's going to be a difficult thing. We can just talk about this forever. If you don't act, it's not going to happen.